We're getting ready to fly to Jamestown, New York, and then I'm gonna fly to Dunkirk, and then I'm gonna fly back to Erie. So yes, it's going quite well. No reason to wait. I was gonna wait till 11, but I see no reason to wait. So let me. Well, I absolutely am going. I've already had my reservations for FS Expo, for the hotel, and for a rental car. So I will absolutely be there. So give me a second here to get things kind of going. Okay. Oh, we got this working? Yeah, there we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, the last time they had FS Expo, I was gonna go, but when the X-Plane team pulled out, I kind of got a little. I'm not young anymore, and my girlfriend has asthma and COPD, and I had pretty big concerns of going to that kind of event. As it turns out, they really did a really good job. I should have went, but that's water over the bridge. So I didn't go to that one, you know. But the two previous ones, I absolutely was there, and I enjoy it so much. It's just so much fun. So okie dokie, what are we doing? Okay, I guess I got to get an airplane started here. So check a couple of things here. Yeah, it was related to that, you know. Hey, no problem. You'll get some background sound for sure. Okie dokie. Let me get rid of you. You don't. Whoops. Get out of here. Hello. That was weird. Okay. The fun of streaming in VR. Weird things happen that you have no idea why. Let me get a map going here. This map, Geotips, Detroit sectional. Cool. We're good. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and next.
OBS sim sound.
OBS sim sound. Do I got some sound? Oh yeah. Good.
Check. Mod mic in position.
It is.
Check. OBS mod mic sound.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good.
Check. OBS streaming.
Yeah, we're streaming.
Check. Over toolkit windows.
I have a chat window, so I'm good.
Check. Fly with Lewis sounds script.
It's right there. Yep.
Check. AVI tab plugin.
It's right there.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
Yeah, let's check my fuel. Weight and balance. Ooh. Yeah, we used some fuel yesterday. Let's put 17 in. That should be good enough. The flight's supposed to be a little over an hour, so. Okay, apply. Cool.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
Maintenance report. Did I break anything last time I flew the airplane? Don't need a preheater today. I needed one yesterday. That was kind of cool. No, didn't break anything.
check. 2 brakes. Test and set. 3 fuel selector. Both. 4 fuel shut-off valve. On, in. 6 beacon.
Well.
On. 7 avionics switch. Off. 8 master switch.
So tell me beacon, I turned the fuel pump on.
On. 9 throttle. Open 1/4 inch. 10 mixture. Idle cut off. A auxiliary pump.
Now I can turn it on.
On. B mixture. Rich until 3 to 5 GPH, then cut off. C auxiliary pump. Off. 12 starter. Engage. 1 ignition switch. Start. 2 mixture, at engine start. Rich. 3 engine.
I gotta tell Claudio about this. For some reason, when this starts up, oh, is that what it is? Oh, that's probably what it is. So let's see. Yeah, I'm working at it.
RPM 1000 RPM.
No, it's not.
4 oil pressure. Check. 5 mixture. Lean max. 6 flaps. Retract. 7 avionics.
For some reason, when I start up the Reality Expansion Pack airplane, it doesn't recognize that I have the master switch on. I'm not so sure why that's true. Because the bolts thing's on, so I'm not sure what that's all about. So we turn our avionics on.
Broken at 7,000.
8 instruments.
Scattered at 15,000.
So check our instruments. Looks like the altimeter's correct. The direction of gyro is correct. Looks like we're good.
Set. 1 brakes.
Guess we're okay. Go ahead and hide view. And we'll just wait a little bit here to get the to let the engine warm up. So yeah, I've seen that pretty repeatedly, and if I don't pay attention to it and I turn the avionics on, and then the rep will complain at me that I started the engine with the avionics on, or more importantly, I turned the generator off and back on with the engine with the avionics on. You're just not supposed to do that, so. Okay. Stay active, runway. Stay active, runway. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, stay active, runway. Yeah, not a good start to my morning. So I got ground dialed in, but for some reason, pilot to ATC does not want to respond. Say weather.
Cessna
Here
6
we go.
Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 210 at 11 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 122.1.
Nope. See if I can guess it. K, J, I think HW, I think. Hey, there we go. And then, let's see, K, Dunkirk, D, KK, Dunkirk, okay, cool. So, let me do a little flight plan, highlight, clear, yes. KJ. Okay. So I got to be on a heading of 93. I haven't quite made up my mind if I'm gonna hand fly or not. I don't quite know yet. I'm just kind of curious about the weather. So. Okay. The oil temperature on the engine is up in the green. So we're okay to taxi. So we'll see if I can get permission. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, say active runway. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 210 at 11 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 122.1.
Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Doesn't seem to like me giving it its my call sign. Okay. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to taxi. Ready to taxi?
Aircraft calling ground, say again with your call sign.
Ready to taxi, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24. Taxi to runway 24 via taxiways Delta, Alpha, hold short runway 02, and runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
I always give my call sign first with Pilot to ATC. But for some reason today, it does not like that, so I don't know. but I can learn. Alrighty. So we have overcast skies, but they're supposed to be about 7,000 feet, so the theory is that I'll be okay, but they're really overcast, so. But I also kind of wanted to, there's some users are thinking the clouds are really bad, and at least my experience has been they're not. I mean, they're not perfect, no, but they're not what I would call bad, you know, so since we've had some yesterday the weather was not as overcast as it's today, but I went ahead and I streamed yesterday. Yesterday I had a problem. I had the, and it's always when I'm on a new computer, so I'm trying to learn all the new idiosyncrasies
Cessna 6 Bravo
about
Golf
it.
cross runway 02.
And
Cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So I always have a problem where I have the plane too loud, and because the plane's too loud, then I talk too loud, and also when I listen to the VOD on it doesn't look good at all. It doesn't sound good to me. So I reworked my sound levels and stuff, and hopefully it's improved. So I did a recording of it, and it sounded better to me. So. Yeah, I agree. I think that's true. But I'm on VR Flight Sim Guy's Discord server, and one of the users over there, he tried it again, and he thinks the clouds are really bad, and I'm like, okay, that's not my experience, you know. So, but and he's running like I forgot what he's running an AMD GPU, but he's running a 4090 an AMD CPU, and but a 4090 GPU. So it's kind of like, okay, well, then the clouds aren't bad because it ran out of VRAM and it lowered the resolution. That can't be the issue. So I'm not sure what it is. So because I'm running a new computer, so it's an i9 13900K with a 4090, 64 gigs of DDR5 with at like 6400. So I'm quite happy with the performance of this machine. So it quite frankly surprised me. So. Yep, that is absolutely true. And everybody sets up the sim different. So
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1. Enjoy your morning. Tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
And that can be the issue too. So yeah, it is. Careful, Bill. Yeah, so when I get over here, I'll stop, and so he switched me to tower. I'm gonna stop right here. Put parking brake on. Turn strobes on, nav on, taxi off, landing on. Yeah, so right now, my GPU frame times are right around 10 right now. But you look at this sky, and I mean, I know in VR, when I see this kind of sky, I take a hit. But this computer is really like dealing with it quite well. So 45, cool. My CPU frame times are it's a little bit above where I'd get a green bar here. So green bar would be at about, I think it's 11.1. And but in all reality, and the other thing that I wanted to point out is the resolution that I'm feeding X-Plane. So I'm feeding X-Plane 2488 by 2488 per eye. So that's what X-Plane's being fed. Now if we bounce over here, graphics. So this is where I'm running my graphics at. Cloud quality, max. Shadow, that kills my frames. So it's like, we got shadows on aircrafts, that's good enough for me. Render distance, a little bit down. World objects, I'm running Sim Haven. I kind of want to see it. so I'm running that up at maximum. Vegetation is in the middle and medium. Antitropic is 16x. FX AA. This is off. I don't see a need. And I've decided to take this one all the way to none. I don't necessarily see the benefit. And then texture quality pretty close to up, but down just a little bit. So that's where my graphics are. So okie dokie. So doop, 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 doop. Okay, I think it's about time I got to talk. I'm gonna scoot up just a little bit here. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure. Ready for departure, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Seriously. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Sky conditions broken at 7.
Sitcom 118.10.
Com 1 set to 118.1.
Zero.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure. Oh, it's always something. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Crown, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 210 at 11 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 12.1.
Ready for departure, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. I don't get it. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 210 at 11 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 12.1.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 210 at 11 knots, altimeter is 2986, cleared for takeoff. Runway 24.
Cleared for takeoff, runway 24 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Whenever I have trouble with pilot to ATC, it is normally I am using some phraseology that is unacceptable. So trying to keep this thing straight down the runway is a little bit of a challenge. There we go. All right. Well, we'll see where these clouds are. I get frustrated when that happens, but I've tried my best to just calm myself back down. Try to figure out what phraseology, and I'm generally always running a beta version of Pilot to ATC, so I'm not running a release version, so I'm always running a beta, so there's always a chance there could be something broken, and excuse me, so I don't tend to let it bother me too much, you know, but I want to use it, so it's important to figure out what I gotta say. And as you've seen, if I said the phrase what she was looking for, it's a non-issue. So that's all there is to it. Alrighty, we get up here away from the airport, and I'll turn to a heading of 93 and head on our way to Jamestown. So we're going to be heading east, and we're thereabouts. So we'll be rolling at an altitude of 3,500. So, alrighty, so we're good enough. Go ahead and turn here. I'm going to pull the power back a little bit, probably 2,200, I think. Try to turn not too steep here. So for scenery, I'm running Sim Haven with Global Forest version 2. And currently I'm not running any Ortho for XP because because I live on the shores of Lake Erie, it tends to if I build tiles for X-Plane 12, it's going to the shorelines, the water, it's going to get messed up.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enjoy your morning. Frequency change approved.
So I've chosen not to use Ortho for XP yet. So we'll just have to see how it goes. So because they haven't made the I guess the right way to put it is they haven't finalized the the data for the, I think it's called pathology or something like that. Basically the water, the depths of the water, or that stuff. They haven't quite got that finalized, so it would be a little tough to write a ortho for XP script to take that into consideration if that's not final yet. So it does look like the clouds are higher, so. Sounds good. Sounds good. The problem is there's too many headsets to choose from. That's a good problem, but it is a problem. So for me to like recommend a headset, that'd be hard. That'd be hard. I know what I'm buying next, but I'm buying a big screen beyond. It's what I'm buying next. But a big screen beyond demands that you have Steam VR, so you have to have lighthouses and you have to have Steam VR controllers. If you don't have that, it's not going to work. So that headset is not for everybody. So, but it is a really, really nice headset. So. But what I'm running right now is a Valve Pro 2. Oh yeah, there is the some history. So what I'm running here is a Vive Pro 2. It's a headset that runs warm. I mean, really warm. So in other words, if I didn't do some modifications to it, I probably after half an hour I would need to get it off my head. It would be that warm. It would be uncomfortable. So what I've done instead is I've added there's a little fan here that basically is sucking the heat out of the headset. It's pulling. There's underneath the bottom of the headset. There's some slots. So it's basically pulling the heat out of the headset and exhausting it. And that helps tremendously. The same thing, it's like front heavy. So I have some counterweights in the back of it to kind of balance it. And then I have this wide strap here, it's called a comfort kit, that basically, so when I put it on, it's kind of like putting a hat on. But it's heavy. So it's like 1,200 grams. So this thing is heavy. But because of the modifications I've done to it, I can easily wear it for a 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour stream. I can easily do that. So, so I've been looking for a replacement for it, and so this big I seen a Para come out with a Kickstarter, so I signed up for the Kickstarter. That was a huge disappointment. So I'm about $500 in the hole to a Para, and they've never delivered a headset. They're selling new ones to other people, but the Kickstarter people, nope, they just stiffed them. And so the Para was a micro OLED headset, and so that was, and it was small. And I was looking for something that was lighter and for a smaller form factor. And so I was kind of, so Apara's probably been at least a year from the time they said they were going to send a headset, and they still haven't. So this company called Big Screen that makes that before this is a software company that makes an application that allows VR users to kind of go to a big virtual movie theater and use pretty much any headset, and you go to the movie theater. Well, they were looking at the headsets, and they couldn't find anything they really liked. So they decided they were going to make their own. so this new headset's so it's micro LEDs, and it is small. It's like a pair of ski goggles, and it's about 127 grams. really, really light. And but it uses steam VR, and so because it uses steam VR, then you need all the gadgets that steam VR uses. So I pre-ordered one, and it's supposed to be released the third quarter of this year. So we'll see how it goes. Not clouds, but it is hazy. Quite hazy. So we got 31 miles to go. But I'm basically hand flying it, so I ain't quite cruise altitude, but I'm within 200 feet of it. Yeah, because I thought the clouds are going to be around 7,000 feet, so I should have been okay. So I'll have to see. What's our altitude? So Jamestown altitude's like 1,700 feet, so it's kind of like up on a plateau. It's on the Lake Chautauqua, but it's kind of like on a plateau, kind of like so. And it's a non-towered airport. Dunkirk is non-towered also, so I'll be to my own devices to figure out runway to use and that kind of stuff. Do we got weather? We do. 190. What kind of runways we got? I forgot. 1325, 40. 50. So it looks like 25 and 7 are the longest runways, so. Yeah, so we're doing about 100 knots, so I must be pushing a little bit of wind, but it's not by the way it's acting. Yeah, I was having a heck of a time on my new computer to get the sounds right. I listened to a VOD that I did yesterday, and I was like, oh my word. Because I'm really, it bothers me when I can't get it right, you know, because what was going on is just the sounds of the airplane were overpowering me. And so I made some adjustments and did a couple of recordings, and was pretty happy with what I saw. So about the only thing that I think may be not quite right is the radio slider may be a little too high. I may have to turn it down, but other than that, I think everything is okay. So, because what I found in VR is if the sound of the airplane is too loud, then you're trying to talk over it, and so in the stream it sounds like you're yelling where I shouldn't be yelling at all. So. Where am I? Okay. So, I had to figure out where I was. The map helps. So this lake up in front of us is Findlay Lake. I actually lived pretty close to this, so trying to see if I can find a landmark or two. So probably like over in this area here is where I grew up at. Over this way, there's a hill over here. That's where Peak and Peak is. It's a ski resort, and this four-lane highway over here, that's Route 76. So 86, 76 isn't right. 86, and it connects to where I live now. Pretty close to where my house is where that connects to Interstate 90. this is kind of like a resort lake. So there's all kinds of people that have like summer homes, summer cottages, or well, some of them are cottages and some of them are legitimate homes. So all the way around this lake. So, and the outlet of the lake feeds French Creek, and French Creek run right behind the house, our house where I grew up at. So. So let's see. I'm going to put the autopilot on for a minute here. Put some got the nav working, but we had to get the altitude up a little bit. Okay. So I told it to climb at like 500 feet a minute. When it gets to 3,500, I'm going to click on the altitude hold. Because I got to get the, there we go. I got to get a map of the airport. So 7 and 25, okay. So it looks like it's going to be 25. So what do we got? It says I have a tower. I find that hard to believe. When I get about 10 miles out, I will, and this is Chautauqua Lake, or Lake Chautauqua. So I'm on approach for Jamestown. We'll see how this goes. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Overcast at 19,500. Temperature 8. Dew point -1. Altimeter 2987. Arriving runway 25. Departing runway 25. Advise on initial contact you have information. Oscar.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Buffalo approach on 126.05, please repeat your request.
Okay, so that's Buffalo approach. So what that means is we ain't got nothing here, so I'll just go to Unicom. I got that right? Yeah. Okay, so it's 1,700 feet. So 2,700 is will be pattern. All I gotta do is find this airport. So if it's 2,700 feet, I need to be getting down. So I'm set up for a downwind for 2.5. That's not a 6 Bravo Golf. Inbound for touch and go, runway 25. And I would say it's right there. Cool. Yep. We'll get rid of some airspeed here. So I have my heading bug dialed in at 2.5, so I can tell I'm like lined up correctly when that's in the bottom. So I'm up at too high. Not too bad actually. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf downwind runway 25. Okay, there's the numbers. I think I'm a little bit close in. I'll pull back a little bit more power. Put 1 notch of flaps in. And just the way this is, it's really disconcerting. And we'll see how bad this turns out. I think I'm too close, so when I get turned around here, I'll have to see where I end up at. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final, runway 25 for touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Chautauqua CO Jamestown Unicom on 122.907. Please repeat your request.
No request. So I mean, it's on a plateau, so this is quite a bit lower than here, so it makes it a bit difficult to try to judge things. So, but so far it's not too bad. I'm pretty happy. I'm a little misaligned with the runway, but that will be corrected. We got 2 notches of flaps in, doing about 65 knots. The runway is about 5,000 feet, so it's not a short runway. It's fine. Wow, I got a very good flare, huh? Cool. Let's keep this thing straight down the runway. Alrighty, let's go fly. So, I'm going to basically do a wide path around the airport and I'm going to set a heading bug of probably north. It actually is probably north and east, but I'll set the heading bug in, turn the autopilot on so I can get the direct 2 in for Dunkirk. So, but all in all, yeah, at times the clouds do look a little strange at times, but like that over there, that looks a little odd. That over there doesn't, you know, so I would certainly never say that it's like all bad, you know. I mean, a lot of it looks pretty good, so I'm heading east. Because I am south of Lake Erie, and I got to go north to get to Dunkirk. But that airport's always a little strange coming in that way. The other side is coming in towards the lake, so it's not, it doesn't look quite as strange. But so let me put the heading bug over on north. And then I'll shoot out this way a little bit before I make the turn, put the heading bug on, the heading indicator, put heading hold on. So I'm going to be more east than west, so I'll be 3,500 again. When I leave Dunkirk and go back to Erie, I'll be 4,500. Because going east is odd plus 500, going west is even plus 500. And unlike nav, on heading, you have to have the altitude. You have to be altitude and nav and the heading hold at the same time. Alrighty. They're turned around a little bit more. Close enough. Heading hold, altitude hold. Vertical speed up. Just wait for it to stabilize before I do anything else. What's temperature out? 41. Okay. This one's pretty quick. This is only about 20 miles away. That was weird. I take it the sun went behind the cloud. That was really odd. Okay. So, where are you? Yes. Make sure it looks right. Yeah, it looks right. So about 9 minutes to get to Dunkirk. Yeah, so that is something. I'm not so sure if it's just the version of X-Plane I'm using or what. Or it is just a new computer, but to be able to be above 45, actually at times 55, underneath a lot of clouds. I've never experienced this in VR, ever. Whether an X-Plane 11 or 12. I've never experienced this. This is all like new experiences for me, so I am quite happy with the new computer. It really is performing better than when I went from a 2080 Ti to a 3090, and it was better, but I wouldn't say it was like greatly better. It was just better. This is remarkably better. I mean, way better. So let's so I know the runway's here, and I'll probably be on 24. Ooh, this looks exciting. So the wind's 180, 16 gusts into 25. So 180 is almost a direct crosswind. This will be entertaining. And Dunkirk doesn't have a tower, or yeah, it doesn't have a tower either, so. Say weather at Kilo Delta Kilo Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Delta Kilo is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 220 at 14 knots, gusts to 23 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 16°.1.
Say active runway for Kilo Delta Kilo Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, you were garbled. Please say again.
Say active runway for Kilo Delta Kilo Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
At 25,000, temperature 11, 2.0, altimeter 2985.
Okay. The only thing about having the yoke exposed is I was trying to click on the autopilot disconnect, and I had the yoke highlighted, and I pulled the trigger, and so 2-4 is going to be going back this way. So if I'm looking at it right, I can see one of the runways. So, but when I pulled on the trigger, I activated the yoke. So I had my physical yoke and the virtual yoke fighting each other. So Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound for touch and go on runway 24. Did I flip it? .307. Yep. Well, this will probably be exciting. So this runway, airport here is 600 feet. So pattern's going to be around 1700 feet. So I'm going to go out here a little bit. Do a teardrop to get into the downwind. I don't want to get too far away. I want to be able to see that airport. But I want to get a pretty good approach going, because this is, I'm thinking, going to be quite entertaining. So, all right, go out this way, and I'll do a 180 back. I should be far enough away, you know, that I can easily get. I want to be on the left side of this runway, but I don't want to turn too steep. You know, stalling when I got slowed down like this is not a good thing to do. And give it a little more power. Let me get it turned around here. Yeah, a little close. No, it's okay. We can get it. Just trying to do this turn without losing any altitude. But it's not too steep, but it's steep. Okay. So, there's my runway. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Delta Kilo Kilo is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 220 at 14 knots, gusts to 23 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2986. Temperature 162.1.
Okay, so that's not as bad as it was earlier. Earlier it was 180, so it's like 22. So it's a little bit off runway. So Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24 for touch and go.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Chautauqua CO Dunkirk Unicom on 123.07. Please repeat your request.
Got to get out a little bit wider. It's just way too tight for an approach. get out a little bit here. Okay, then straighten it up. Same time, pull back a little bit of power. 1 notch of flaps. Looking for where that runway is. We're reasonably lined up here. East and 6. Yeah, not too bad. Okay. Turn her in. Second notch of flaps. Not looking too bad. Might be a little bit high. Because I'm doing a touch and go, I want to make sure that I'm not floating down this runway too far. So far, I think I'm actually in pretty good shape. I'm a little bit high, not too bad. Not enough that I'm going to need to slip it. Airspeed's a little bit high, but it's the winds are actually gusting too, so that may be helpful. Oops. Yeah, certainly floated. Really floated. Okay. Whoa. Should have left a notch of flaps in, but I'll be okay. I got it. No problem at all. Yeah, definitely floated. Wow. Okay, don't need no flight plan. I really don't even need to be on autopilot. I'm just going to fly along the coast of Lake Erie, so I'll pull back to about 2200 here. How are we doing for fuel? Well, doing good. Yeah, I figured about 2 hours. That's about right then. So we flew to Jamestown, New York on Lake Chautauqua, and then we flew up here to Dunkirk, New York, to KDKK. I reworked that airport. They had extended the runway, and where they extended it, there was like a gully there, and so if I didn't tell it to flatten the runway, I mean, it'd be going like uphill pretty dramatically. So and I did that on 11. So when 12 got released, they pulled all of them out, and but they also redid the boundaries, so it would be okay again. So so I was pretty happy whenever I land there, kind of look at it and go, yeah, that turned out pretty good. So I'm in the process of redoing Erie Airport. I've got all the airs removed, and because they had a whole bunch of autogen trees on it, and so I had to remove all of them, put the correct trees in, and so that took a little bit of time. And then I'm reworking all the signs. A lot of the signs where they were put, it's not where they are in real life. So so I'm kind of going through, and wherever there's a real sign, there will be a sign in the airport. So. Because there wasn't any distance signs in the airport before, because another author had come in, and I had already done work on that airport, and another author come in, just basically strapped all of my work, and started from basically the Wedpod airport, and so a lot of the things that I had added were not there, and also like named some of the stuff was named wrong, like there's a company there that's called North Coast. Well, the other scenery author named it North Shore. It's not what the name is. So I mean, and my goal is to, if I'm working on any airport, it needs to be what it is in real life, not what you think it should be, or that. No, there's no artistic license in this. It should match what the real airport is. So. So we're slowly climbing up to 4,500. I don't think I even need to. I'm not going to. I'm gonna fly at 3,000 feet. So I'll be legal. We're doing like a little over 100 knots. So. Yeah, let me put that in. Just so I know, can get some time. When I put direct 2 in, then that'll give me the how far away I am and how long it's going to take. If you're flying that by hand, you don't really know that information. So I was also seeing how good I could kind of continue to navigate and and to aviate and navigate at the same time. So over there to the left, that's Lake Chautauqua. So at the far end of that, that's where Jamestown Airport is. So. So one of the nice things about the big screen beyond is the microphone. It's got stereo microphones in there. They really, really sound good. On this headset here, the microphones are just garbage. I mean, so what I had to do is I had to buy a microphone to use it, because I tried to put pop filters on it. Nah, it was just, they're too bad. And so I ended up buying an at-line mod mic, wireless mod mic, and actually this works pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. So it has a magnetic attachment. So when I charge it, I normally pull it off, but when I'm not using it, I just rotate it. So it's got like teeth on the mount, so I can actually, like if I rotate it up, then I'm going to be a little bit quiet, quite a bit quieter. So then I roll it right back down. Now it's like close to where my mouth is. So it actually works quite well. I'm pretty happy with it. The only downside is you got to keep it charged. And I think the first stream I streamed on the new computer, all of a sudden I'm talking and nobody can hear me. So I got a message in chat, kind of like, if you're talking, we can't hear you. And I looked over at OBS and I went, oh, no, you can't. So I wasn't quite sure what was wrong, and then I finally figured it out. So I have a magnetic charging plug on it. So, but the magnetic charging plugs are pretty fragile, so you don't have to tug on them too far and they'll come disconnected. So it comes disconnected a few times when I was trying to get it charged up enough I could finish a stream. So in the end it worked out okay, but I made sure that I didn't let that ever happen again. So okay, so we're 32 miles and 32.2 miles from Erie. So yes, it's certainly quite overcast. I don't see any blue. I thought during the day it was supposed to get better, but don't look that way to me. Actually flying pretty nice today because I have a flight plane in, but I don't, my autopilot's off. And it's staying fairly well trimmed, you know. I mean, about the only thing I got to do is to do a course correction every once in a while, because it fell down about 150 feet, and now it's working its way back up. So, and so I got the power set about 2200, and the guys, it just trimmed up so that it's kind of what it does. It doesn't like I gotta adjust the trim just a little bit. It was kind of progressing in the downward and descent direction. So. Because I personally like to, there are times when autopilot's important to use if you've got other tasks at hand, you know, but if not, you know, then flying an airplane by hand is kind of part of, it's part of flying. I mean, it's, you know, but trim helps you tremendously, and it's just something that I think I was between 5 and 10 hours into my training before a different instructor than what was instructing me asked the obvious question to me, do you know how to trim an airplane? Because this is what happened. I was doing touch and goes. So I took off from KERI, and so I took off. I was on the downwind. I just turned the downwind, so you got to make a radio call, you know, request. We want to do touch and go. And there was so much pressure on the yoke that I was having a hard time keeping the mic button pushed down. And he said, my instructor, it was a different instructor, he just looked at me and goes, do you know how to trim an airplane? My first instructor did not emphasize how important that was. From that point forward, whether I'm in a real airplane or a sim airplane, the plane must be in trim. I mean, it just has to be. I don't want to, there's no reason to fight the yoke. There's none. And and from that point forward, also, you can fly an airplane with 2 fingers. So I can have these controllers on my hands, and I can actually control this airplane because I'm only using my fingertips, because I don't need to put a lot of pressure on it. I don't need to put 2 hands on it, grab it. No, you know, you don't need to do that, including landing. But the instructor I had, he was new. He had just got his CFI license when he started instructing me. So I was a bit of a guinea pig for him. So, and I was a pretty slow learner to landing. So I think I had to have, wow, I probably had to have 10 or 15 hours before I really could kind of do what I would call like a reasonable landing. So, because I was just doing everything wrong. I would land with a nose wheel first and all that good stupid stuff. I mean, it's kind of like, you know, or come in too fast, bounce the airplane. I mean, it took me a while. Now it's just second nature. It's a non-event. I mean, and even what was going on in Dunkirk, it's just something you got to deal with. And I mean, and it's nothing that I actually think about. It's like whatever the plane's doing, either the aileron or the rudder pedals are going to make it do something different. But you don't. But I don't think about it. I just do it. So. Yeah, it's like about 20 minutes to go. you can just see the peninsula from here. So we have a peninsula that juts out into the lake. It's about 300 acres out there, and I can just see it in the distance through the kind of haze. So it lets me know that we're getting closer to Erie, and that's like 23 miles away. So, and so the peninsula connects to the land by a pretty narrow piece of land. Maybe, wow, it's a couple of miles wide, not very much. And when it goes out further, it's way wider. But where it actually connects to the land, it's pretty narrow. And where that connection point is, it basically points right to Erie Airport. So, and I know when we go to the practice area, that's about probably 10 miles, maybe 15 south of here is where the practice area for Erie is. When you start heading north again, if you're at 3,500 feet or so, you can see the peninsula pretty quick. And the airport is harder to see, but you kind of just see a clearing, just kind of like there's just nothing there. And that's where the airport is, because there's no trees, there's no houses, just some terminal buildings and hangars. So. Set COM1 standby 118.10.
COM1 standby set to 118.1.
So I got tower frequency and the active, and I have the ground frequency and the standby for Erie. So when I'm about 10 miles out, I'll see if I can get permission to land. So full stop landing. Trying to figure out where I am. I think I'm at northeast. Oh yeah. This is where I spent 49 years of my life working for Welch's here in northeast Pennsylvania. I was a plant electrician, so when a machine that produces jelly or juices stopped running, I was the one they called. And after you've done that for a few years, if you have a good memory, it helps, because a lot of the problems would repeat. They were just inherent to the design of a line, and so if you could remember, that was actually a pretty good thing. So you could kind of walk up to it and go, "Oh, I've seen this before," and kind of look like a hero, because it took you a few minutes to know what the problem was, resolve it, and then the line was running again. So, because all the lines were all completely automated, so you had most of what we used were Hyde Park were sonic sensors on the lines, because most of the bottles were like transparent, so using a regular photo eye wouldn't work because it would see right through it. And so we used ultrasonic, and they actually work quite well. Actually, the same principle that cars use when you're like back in, you'll see the little round things on the bumpers and stuff of cars. Those are ultrasonic sensors, so that's how the car knows that you got too close. You're getting too close to something. So some of them use radar, some of them use ultrasonic. So the only downside to ultrasonic is like steam, mist, that kind of stuff tends to affect them because it affects the sound waves. So we had those that basically kind of knew how full the lines were and that kind of stuff, and then what actually run all the motors were inverters. So basically, you took three-phase power into them, turned it into a variable frequency, and that's what you spun the motors with. So we had infinite control of how fast any conveyor on the line, how fast any conveyor could run. So you'd basically let the line fill up to a point, and then when it started to get full, and you'd start slowing that conveyor down so that it wouldn't, if you overfed it, then the glass, especially if you're running a glass line, the glass would start banging and stuff, and it would actually break the glass if you put too much pressure on it. So you would tend to sense that ahead of time and start backing things down. So it was pretty neat how that all worked actually worked quite well. So okay, we got about 14 miles to go. Say active runway, Kilo Echo Romeo India, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Well, that didn't go over too well. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Request inbound to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land. Say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, say active runway, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request permission to land.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude is 1,700 feet. Call downwind.
Enter pattern on a left downwind for runway 24, pattern altitude 1,700 feet, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay, so I'm gonna get off here to the, basically to the south of the airport, and then I'll do a teardrop back in to get set up for the downwind. So this is, let me walk up a little bit, see what I can see. Yeah, this is kind of close to where I live. I think I'm a little bit closer to Erie. Yep, nope, that's right where I live. You can see my house right from here. So something I've noticed with Simhaven, and I think I've been told that I have to use Ortho for XP to fix it, is if I'm using the default scenery, I see the features of a golf course. In other words, the sand traps, the fairways, and the greens. But for some reason with Simhaven, those features are gone. So I've been told that I have to use Ortho for XP to bring those textures back. So I'm like, okay. But the fact that I live along a lakeshore, and currently Ortho for XP doesn't deal with shorelines, 3D water, that kind of stuff. It's like I'm a bit torn. So, but I'm using Simhaven because it brings a lot more scenery. So I'll put up with not having the features of a golf course for the increased immersion of the scenery. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I don't want to go ahead and spend all the time it takes to build some tile for 12, only for me not to like the result. So I'll wait. So as you look over here, you can see where it gets narrower as it comes back towards the land. So that's pointing right to the airport. So I'm over here a little bit south of the airport. So I'm about 2,500 feet, so I'm about 500 feet above, maybe 700 feet above pattern altitude. So. Say weather, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Echo Romeo India is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 280 at 14 knots, gusts to 20 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 2987. Temperature 16°.2.
Altimeter 2987.
Altimeter 2987.
Okay, cool. I'm always ready to make an evasive move if wind, because I use plane command to do that kind of stuff, and every once in a while it'll hear me wrong, and so the altimeter could be quite a bit different than where it was. So I'm always ready to kind of make an evasive move if it does something kind of crazy. So. But as long as you give me the altimeter, I'll go ahead and put it in. So because in VR it's really, really hard. You have to look in really far, to kind of like actually see that little window there. So. Because that here, nah, it's just a blur, If I can see the numbers, I can see 4, 3, 4, 5, I can see that, but these little numbers in here, nah, there's no way. So this 4-lane highway here, that's 79, so that goes south towards to Pittsburgh, and then it goes through Pittsburgh, so. And then there's another highway out further south of us. That's 90. So that one that follows the lakeshore for quite a ways. Here, it's a bit from the shore. When it gets over into New York State, it gets pretty close to the shore. So when I'm doing pattern work, I'll be coming the opposite direction if I'm coming blind on 2-4, and I'll always turn before I get to 79. So hazy, you don't quite see the detail. It's like trying to see the airport from here. It's hard. It doesn't stick out too good. I know where it is, I mean, but yeah, like right here. That's a golf course. So you can kind of see some texture, you know, but the actual like greens and fairways, sand traps, none of that is there. So, and golf courses, I mean, at least I use them to make a nice landmark, you know, because we have quite a few of them in the area. So everyone from 18 holes to some of them are even less than 9 holes. Okay, so that's the airport. I'll go out past here a little bit. I want to make sure I get my turn done before I'm alongside the airport. So I'm gonna fly out here a little bit further. And this will be the last airport of the day. Well, that turned out, I was pretty happy how everything turned out, so it'll be interesting to listen to the VOD and see how it actually sounded, so, because that was the other goal. Is, I wanted a little bit shorter than yesterday. Yesterday I was about 3 hours, and today that's what I thought, I'd be about 2 hours, so, because I'm 2 hours in VR, and I usually start VR about 15 minutes before I start streaming. Just to, I've done it in less time than that, and you can easily forget something. You know, it's kind of like just isn't worth the stress. Because the problem in VR is it's not as easy as on a desktop to kind of like, oh, I forgot that. Well, let me just do this. Yeah, it's wait. You have to plan a little bit more ahead than that. But I do have it figured out pretty good, though. So, okay. So I'm going to come out like this, a little bit wider, and I'm holding right around 2,500. So I'm above the pattern. Get out a little bit more. And then we'll do a 180. So doing, this is what's called a standard rate turn. So my goal is not to lose any altitude. And not to get any steeper than a standard rate turn. Actually doing a pretty good job. So I'm gonna get rid of some altitude here. So I basically just pulled her back to idle, just to kind of get her down where I belong. And I'll put the throttle back in once I get there. So, about where I want to be. I got about 2,000. Pull up on the yoke a little bit. Try to stop the descent. So I want to be level right here. 1900 feet is just fine here. Need to get a little bit wider. That's a little bit snug. There we go. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. Hello. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is tower, go ahead.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, inbound to land, runway 24. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, request landing, runway 24. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind runway 24. She just ain't talking to me. Downwind runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. Aviate. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, turning final, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. No idea. But it doesn't matter. Tower 6. We'll see how this goes. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 24. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Huh. Let me try this.
$4,200. Scattered at 15,000. View at 34.
Set COM 1 standby 118.10.
COM 1 standby set to 118.13.
Set COM 1 standby 118.10.
COM 1 set to 118.13.
Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Tower, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Clear of the active runway 24, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Got nothing. Ready to taxi to general aviation parking, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Ready to taxi to general aviation parking, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Okay. Not sure what that's all about, but ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Ground Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is ground, go ahead.
Taxi to general aviation parking, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf. Request taxi to general aviation parking.
Aircraft calling ground, say again with your call sign.
Request taxi to general aviation parking, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02, Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Finally. You keep second guessing yourself. I mean, like, is there something wrong? Am I in the wrong comm frequency? I mean, who knows? You know, it's kind of like...
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf cross runway 02.
Okay.
Cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
All right. Yeah, like some of these taxi signs, I need to, like that one there, I need to have it have a D in the middle of it, in the big, going the direction I was, so that, because we're on D, so, there's signage on the other side of it, but I need it on both sides, so. Yeah, because this sign used to say North Shore Air. I'm like, no, it's not what it is. Because this is North Coast here, these two buildings here, and part of the hangars over here are North Coast. There used to be a North Coast flight school here, but they're in Meadville now. That's where I learned. It's this building over here. That's where I learned how to fly. Where the instruction was. Ground instruction. And so I parked an airplane here quite a few times. 108 hours in a 172, so. Okay, get that off, that off. There we go. Cool. All done. Went well. Well, yeah, I'm happy. Cool. So, once again, I'll do this at the end. So this is kind of the frames that I'm getting. And I mean, it is, let me bounce out of here. I mean, it is really overcast. The overcast layer is high. Hello. So, yeah. So the overcast, the bottom of the overcast, so it's overcast cumulus, about 5,000 feet. So, so it isn't real low, but it's enough you can easily fly. You can fly VFR in it. You know, I mean, that was completely VFR conditioned, so, you know, you just have to stay below the clouds, so. Okay, let me get back in the cockpit. So we'll do one more thing. Oh, look here. So these are what my graphic settings are. So I have the Zinc enabled, and Cloud Max, shadows are a FPS killer for me. So I just keep them off, or as low as they'll go, and it's just aircraft shadows only. So rendering distant, close, but not at the top. World objects, because I'm running Sim Haven, I want to see the objects. Vegetation, probably still need to play with this one a little bit. These are where I've ended up with on anti-aliasing. VR still needs some work on the anti-aliasing to make it better. The same way as I have this one off. So texture quality almost at top, but not. And so that's where that is. So myself lined up in the cockpit. Okay, one last thing. As you certainly can see from the webcam, I'm sitting in front of a desk. So my yoke is physically mounted to the desk. Underneath the desk is I have my crosswind pedals, and they're connected to a Wheel Stand Pro. When I got this Fulcrum 1 yoke, I thought I could put it on the Wheel Stand Pro, but when I got it here, it's like, man, is that thing heavy. So I knew it wasn't going to stay on that. So what I did instead is I left the pedals mounted to the Wheel Stand Pro, and then I'll put them underneath the desk. So when I'm not flying, I shove them further back underneath the desk. So I mount the yoke on the desk, and I have my cockpit adjusted so you can see the controllers are touching the edge of my desk, and you can see this one controller, it's actually a little bit behind this cockpit. So what it allows me to do is come down here with a VR controller and not touch the desk. Now, close is the mount for the yoke. So, but I have complete freedom to hit any of these switches without hitting anything else. So it's important to kind of get myself positioned into the cockpit. Second full benefit. The closer you are to the instruments, the more readable they are in VR. And as long as, when I pull this yoke all the way back, it's on my belly. When I look down, that's about where it is in this cockpit. So I'm physically and virtually in the correct place to be flying this airplane. So that's kind of important to understand. And the other thing, so I have physical yoke, physical pedals, and all the other interaction. So all the switches, all this is all done with my VR controllers. So they're on my hands. I can easily fly an airplane, as you've seen. I landed an airplane with 2 fingers. That's how I fly an airplane. And once I learned how to trim, it's easy. So, but it's important to have it trimmed. If the plane isn't trimmed, you're going to be fighting it. So I choose not to. The other gadget that I added was this guy. I'll bring him over here for right now. So this is, I called it my VR pedals visualizer. So all the way in on the right pedal, all the way in on the left pedal, brakes. That released kind of quick. Wonder why. Wow. That's kind of weird. Normally the brakes don't come on until you come up to the top. I wonder why that's true. I'm in a rep plane. I wonder if it's different. Yeah, wow. I was barely off that. That's kind of interesting. On a default airplane, it's not. It almost goes up to the top. But this is a fly with Lewis script. So I normally kind of park him over here. So it's kind of, so if I'm looking straight ahead, that should be in my view, but I'll have to look at the VOD to see if it's true or not. If it's not, I'll have to find a better home for it. I think I'm about done. So it was a lot of fun today. Pilot HTC was giving me a run for my money, but I've learned I don't give up. So, all right. If you enjoy this content, please click on the follow button. And not sure when I'll stream again. I've been trying to stream most days, and not let weather kind of when you look outside go, boy, it looks kind of bad. Not just look at it and go, is it doable or not? If it's doable, sure, fly. And the more, because I took quite a bit of a month or 2 or 3 hiatus from streaming, and because quite frankly, I liked X-Plane 12 a lot, but the VR experience was something I wasn't comfortable streaming. And if it isn't good enough for me, then I'm certainly not going to stream it. So, so a couple of things happened, like right before, that improved the experience a lot. Some adjustments were made into the sim itself, and then about the same time, I built a new computer. The combination of those 2 things makes flying in VR as much fun as I was having in 11. And I could have went back to 11, but I seen what 12 was possible with, and I went, no, I can't do that. So so now I'm having fun again in flying an X-plane and flying an X-plane 12. So, and hopefully I kind of showed like what I'm seeing as far as clouds through my eyes in VR. And yeah, there was a couple of times today where they looked kind of not good, but it wasn't the whole sky. It was like a group of clouds where just didn't look right. But the majority of them looked okay. And I mean, like this is an overcast sky, so what does an overcast sky look like? It kind of looks like this. So you get all this overcast layer, and but then when you look up in the sky, you can see a little bit of blue through it. That's kind of how it looks. I mean, at least how I see how it looks in real life. So I think they're doing a great job. But you can see, like when I look over at these poles, these light poles, you can see them, like the shafts of them are like shimmering. That's aliasing, and that needs work. That absolutely needs work. But it's not everywhere. So if I look at this pole, this light pole, let me go over here. That's not at all. That one over there is not. The ones in the distance are. The ones up close, like that there, a little bit maybe. But this one here, closer, no, there isn't there at all. You know, so in the same way as the hangars. So if I look at the top of that, the ridge of that hangar, I don't see any aliasing. When I look at the light pole further out, I see it. And that one over there, I'm at too much of an angle. Yeah. So if I'm further away, I'll see it. But if I get closer, it's gone. I mean, there's a little bit of shimmer to it, but it's kind of like, that's kind of life. I mean, so. But, alrighty. Back in the cockpit. And I'll call it a day. Bye-bye.